sports card shop, you look for those awesome characters, right? You look for those wonderful Pokemon characters that you love. You look for the Disney characters that you love, and you look for the sports figures that you love as well. And one of those sports figures that you can go ahead and look for is Kingsley Jonathan, right? You could go and look for those cards of your favorite teams, your favorite players, bring them home and create a memory with, just you, right? Creating that memory, going to the store, create it with mom and dad, grandma and grandpa, your girlfriend, boyfriend, brother, sister, your friends, and collecting these cards of those that you love, of the favorites that you have, is truly something special. GG Cards and Breaks offers that opportunity to find cards like those of my next guest, Mr. Kingsley Jonathan, in this special that I'm so happy to share with you, where sports truly meets that thing called life, airing on youtube.com and facebook.com/wakeupcalldt and on wakeupcalldt.podbean.com. Welcome back here to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora inside of these wonderful studios on a TGIF type of day. A happy Friday to each of you, and happy to be back here with you after that fast break. I am picture in picture with Kingsley Jonathan. Kingsley Jonathan of Syracuse Orange football history on the defensive line, went on to the NFL, had an opportunity with the Bills, made the most of that opportunity, so much that they called him back the following season, and he spent this season. We talked in the preseason, like before the preseason, we spoke in going into camp, getting ready for everything early on. He goes through camp, he's with the team, he spends an entire season with the Buffalo Bills. That says a lot about his work ethic. It says a lot about their feeling about him, what he's put into this, and what the team has seen from all of his hard work, dedication, determination, and faith. So I am honored and privileged to not just speak to Kingsley Jonathan of the NFL, but to speak to Kingsley Jonathan, who bet on himself and has won that bet year in and year out. So, Kingsley, how we doing?
I'm doing good this morning. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. And Kingsley, I mean, for me, like I was saying in the intro here, it's so amazing to me when I have the pleasure of getting to know student athletes that go on and whatever they do in life. And when you're achieving your dreams and reaching your dreams, and when you had the opportunity to go into the NFL and the Bills took a look at you, there was something there. And it was enough that in the back and forth of everything, the next season you get to spend with them this past season. What can you say about what it was that you think caught on with Buffalo? What did they see that just stuck with them to give you a chance the first time around, then give you a chance to come back to the team, and then they've held on to you ever since then?
Um, I would say it's just I'm just blessed to just God has provided me with this opportunity and just making the most out of each opportunity I get. Keep showing them what I can do anytime I get on the field, and I'm just blessed to be in that organization that knows how to take care of its players and. Uh, it's just a beautiful environment to be in. I'm just blessed to be a part of that environment and just looking to stay around. Just keep working and staying around as long as I can.
What is it about the Bills organization that you think is so special?
From the top down, all the way from Bean, all the way to the coaches, the head coach, the position coaches, the players, the people, the quality of people in the organization. It's just. I feel like it's just second to none. They tell it as it is. Um, they care. It's actually a family. When people use the word loosely a lot, but within an organization, people care about each other. Um, went through a lot of things together, so that our bond we're closer than we're very close knit team because of all the situations we've been in, all the challenges we've been through. It's just from Brandon Bean all the way through the cafeteria staff or the janitors or like everybody in that building all buying in. Just awesome people to be around.
And when you speak on, the awesome people to be around, it starts at the top with the Pagula family. Just what you could say about Terry and Kim and your takeaways from how they run this franchise.
Um, awesome family. They always come around, even with their daughter too. She's a star tennis player too. She comes around, talks to us once in a while. Um, it's just grateful to have a family that understands what's going on, been around the game for a long time, lets players be players, hang out with us in the locker room during the games. It's just we're just blessed to have that, uh, blessed to have that in the organization.
We look at something that when we look at the coaching staff, a decision that was made recently here, Marcus West joined the Buffalo Bills staff in 2022 as the assistant defensive line coach. He was just named the Bills defensive line coach moving forward on February 2nd of
Hmm.
2024. So just a little while ago, less than a month ago, that is your new defensive line coach. What can you say about Marcus West and what he's meant to your game and your development?
Oh yeah, he notices the little things. He's been um, very important in like throughout the team's success, especially in the defensive line, and just helping all the guys elevate the game just the next level, helping everybody take the next step. Pays attention to everything. He knows the game in and out. He knows what we're going to be facing, and knows he has that experience, especially working with um, Coach Washington. It's just the knowledge he brings to the game is it can't be said enough of. So we're just lucky to have him, and more than is deserved. Being brought up to defensive line coach is just looking forward to having a great year.
And then you have Coach Bobby, who comes onto the team too and builds his way up 2017. He's the team's assistant defensive backs coach. Then he becomes the safeties coach in 2018. And then prior to the 2022 season, the team's linebacker coach. And now we're seeing on January 30th, 2024, yet another promotion happen here in the new year as Coach Bobby is now going to be your defensive coordinator. What can you say about him and what your thoughts are on him leading the defense?
Oh yeah, he's the I believe he's the guy for the job. Knows the defense inside and out. Great energy every time, every day. He has energy going into meetings, going into practice. Just contagious energy. Smart guy. Um, can't say enough about him. Just looking forward to uh, watching this defense and how we keep on improving this next year coming up.
And looking at the defense here with Buffalo Bills defensive end Kingsley Jonathan, as we look at what we've seen here and these changes being made, right? The defensive line coach coming up through the Buffalo Bills organization, the D coordinator coming up through the Buffalo Bills organization. What does that mean to you, the whole promotion from within? I mean, there are guys taking new roles, but they're not guys
Yeah.
that don't know guys that have been on the team for the last couple seasons. So just what that means to see this organization of the Buffalo Bills promoting from within.
It just shows the quality of guys we have in the building. How much they believe in the guys in the building. Most if you as you mentioned, most of the promotions come from within, and that just shows how much faith the organization, the head coach, the GM has in the guys in the room. And we're just looking to make the most out of it this next coming year.
And you being a part of rotation here as a defensive end with AJ Epinesa, Greg Rousseau, and so on and so forth. You're on a defensive line with Ed Oliver, Shaq Lawson, another name that, obviously comes to mind for me, Von Miller, and so on and so forth. What has it been like being on this defensive line with these specific talented individuals? Just when I say Epinesa, Rousseau, Oliver, Lawson, Miller, so on and so forth, what goes through your mind when you hear those names?
Something that stands out is just having a diverse set of skills in the room. Everybody does something really, really well. Everybody from Greg, speed of power, long arms, to Ed, his speed through the beat with the counter, to Vaughn, his ghost move, his get offs. like I can go down the line with Shaq Lawson, power, sex technique, dominates in the run game, gets off the ball, get after the quarterback. It just I can go down the line and say what everybody does really well. So it's just having that much different, expertise to pull from and engage with, it's just second, it's just irreplaceable, having and just these guys are just they're just willing to share and get better together, just like we learn from each other every day. Just having that relationship, nobody feels like they're better than everybody. Anybody is just it's just a level-headed room, just looking to get better. The whole point of the whole room is to win championships, and everybody in that room is bought in, and we keep getting better.
And for you, like you said, you can name every, specific thing that these guys are good at on the defensive line. What is it about you? What's the uniqueness that you bring to this defensive line rotation?
Just being versatile, being able to play the run really well, and being able to rush the passer. Being able to go in at any point in the game and make an impact, and show my effort out there. Run to the ball, lay it all out on the line. That guy that you can trust out there to execute the plays, and play the run, and also rush the passer. So just having the support of the coaching staff and the trust of the coaching staff, to play me, leave me out there, and just let me show them what they do is just been invaluable.
Yeah, and coming into the league last season, having some time with Buffalo, with Chicago, finding your way back to Buffalo and being with Buffalo all season this season, what have you learned about what needed to be done for you? I mean, when I think about you, I don't think of somebody with an ego. I don't think of somebody who thinks that somebody's got to do something for them. Strong work ethic, a desire to move forward toward your dreams, to progress, to challenge yourself. I've never had anything when it comes to you, Kingsley, specifically. I've never thought anything negative. I've seen a hardworking, dedicated, talented individual who's humble and appreciative, and you're good to the people that are good to you and kind to you and real with you. You give that back, and you've been consistent. I mean, I covered you at Syracuse for all the years that you were there. You were always good to me, and then your family was good to me, and here we are a couple of years removed from that, and I shoot you a text message and say, "Can I get you on the show?" And you're like, "Yep, this week works." We pick a day.
Hmm.
What has kept you that way? I mean, you've stayed consistent, and one of the things that I love, and I really want to say this to you on screen because I want people to see this and know this. Some people reach their dreams. Some people get to the next level. Some people, become professional athletes in your case, and they kind of forget everybody that was there for them. They forget the people that were rooting for them, and they start to feel themselves. You've talked to me the same way now, probably even more now than when you were at Syracuse. What keeps you this way?
First of all, I appreciate those words you said. But I would say it's just realizing that I'm blessed. This position I'm in, I didn't do it by my power. God put me in this position to impact as many lives as I can, to help as many people as I can, and I don't take that for granted. It's just realizing my purpose and continue to live it. I am who I am. That's not going to change. Just having God on my side and being blessed to be in this position, I don't take for granted. So making the most out of it while um, trying to impact as many people as I can impact is my goal. So I appreciate you saying those things.
Yeah, man, because I mean, to me, like I said off the air, I mean, you're easy to root for because you're one of those guys that didn't forget about people that were there for you as you move forward. And having these opportunities that you have with Buffalo and being able to get out there. I mean, I have to ask you this because I'm a card collector. Did
Mm.
you have you had a moment yet where like you open up a pack of cards or a family member did or somebody did and and there's a Kingsley Jonathan card, and they like send you the rookie or they send you
Hmm.
this year's card with your Buffalo jersey on. Have you had that moment yet?
Yeah, I've had to sign a I kept I got a few mail uh and I kept most of them till after the season. So after the season I went through each of them and signed them and sent them back, and it's just blessed to have sign my own picture and send it back to somebody. I had this instant when a little kid drew my card. He drew it with from a picture and signed that for him too. So it's just been a blessing being able to impact as many people as I have. You know,
When you get to hold that card in your hand, what goes through your mind and your heart when you see everything that you had dreamt about for such a long time sitting in your hand?
I am happy about it. I'm happy, but I'm not content. That's the biggest thing that goes through my head. Is like, okay, I want a different picture here. I want to like fill out the stat sheets down there. I want to, those kind of things go through my head. Okay, how can this be better? Uh, Definitely appreciative, very happy to be in that position, but it's always how can I get better? What can I do better? What can I do differently? What is more efficient? How can I put more stuff on it on the card, more stats on there? So it's just always looking to get better. That's the mentality. 1 to 3% better every day. So that's the mentality.
And you're talking about here Kingsley Jonathan on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora in this spotlight with the former Syracuse defensive end, now the defensive end with the Buffalo Bills inside of the National Football League. When you say 1 to 3% better, what does that look like on a day-to-day basis for you? What are some of those 1 to 3% progression pieces that you can look back on and say, in this past year, these pillars that I was trying to create, this foundation that I'm continuing to build, like those 1 to 3% moments, do you have any that stick out?
Uh, it's a good question. Throughout the course of the year, always working on. It's a never-ending process. Always working on my pass rush. You know, implementing a lot of different things, and even though I don't have the opportunity in the game to put it on there, throughout the practices, I pick something every week. Okay, I'm working on this week. I'm giving the offense look, but I'm working on my own craft. I'm uh, showing them what they want to see, but I'm adding something in there. So it's just I've gotten better at a lot of small things. It's always little corrections here and there. It's not gonna be like a mind blowing correction. It's just those little things that end up stacking up to mean something at the end of the day. I can think about a few things that Coach Marcus himself pointed out that I should focus on.
Yeah.
He was watching film and say, "Hey, think about this, that." Some things that I've been focused on because of that. It's just even though I don't see it on the field, I'm seeing it in practice getting better, and keeping that knowledge and carrying it on is very impactful. Just from my get off stance to my timing of the ball, what moves I can use quicker, and trusting some of the things I'm doing better, or or just finishing the move, trusting the move all the way through. It's just little things that you see it, you talk about it, practice it, and you implement it. Just keep as that loop. You see it, talk about it, walk through it, implement it. Just that loop that keep replaying it. But you don't get better by not focusing on the little things, and that's why I keep doing.
Yeah, I think that's like you said, you you take a look at it, you talk about it, you walk through it, you implement it, right? That constant look of saying, okay, and that could be with anybody. They could be with broadcast, they could be with football, be with, whatever we're doing in our lives, to look at our lives, think about what we want to change, talk through it, and then walk through it, and then implement it and say, okay, this is what we need to do. When you go through this process, does it ever get mundane for you? Do you ever get to a point of saying like, this is it's like the kind of the same old song and dance, or I know what I got to do and I got to do this. Like, how do you keep it exciting? How do you keep it fun? Because some people don't want to go through the process, right? They want to see where they need to fix things and they want to wake up the next day and it's fixed.
Hmm.
They want to see the broken lamp on the ground. They want to wake up in the morning and the lamp's all back together mysteriously by itself.
Hmm.
What makes you appreciate the process and not view it as something mundane?
I grew up with like that kind of work ethic. Um, I don't try not to take things for granted, and I understand the process of getting something fixed is working through it. It's not magic. It doesn't happen overnight, like you mentioned. You have to work through it. I mean, it could be tough sometimes. It's been tough sometimes, but the only way through it is through it. So I'm just understanding that it's not going to get better unless you work through it. Just little things, just as you say, it could get mundane, but you can't let it get mundane. You put in too much to let something so something small like that, knock you off track. So just being recognizing how blessed I am to be in that position and not not ready to take anything for granted in that position just because it's a very how the NFL is. So you have to make the most out of what you can.
Yeah, and I love that you said, I mean, point blank, the way to get through it is to get through it. That's the only way that you can get through it is you just have to get through it.
Hmm.
So, looking at speaking of get through it, getting through the offensive line in the games that you were in this season, you saw quarterbacks like Bailey Zappi of the New England Patriots, you saw Joe Burrow of the Cincinnati Bengals, you saw Tyrod Taylor at the time that you faced off against the New York Giants, you saw Trevor Lawrence and the Jacksonville Jaguars. But what have been some of the takeaways from the quarterbacks that you went up against on what you learned this season and maybe some of those exciting moments that you reflect upon with the Lawrences and the Burrows and so on?
The goal is still for me, regardless of who's back there, the goal is still the same to hit the quarterback. Get to the quarterback and hit the quarterback, and hit him again, and line up and hit him again. It's just recognizing that everybody's different. The way you rush Tyra Taylor is not the way you might rush probably I'd say Joe Burrow or it's just recognizing what what they like to do best and using that to your advantage. And it's just, but regardless of who's back there, the goal is the goal. Getting to the quarterback is.
And your team and the defense that you're on faced Pat Mahomes twice this season. They end up winning another Super Bowl. They have 3 rings in 5 years. What is your take on this Buffalo Kansas City thing has become a marquee game? I know that you said you're lining up and you're just there to hit the quarterback. You have the same thing that you need to do every single game, right? You got to stop them, you got to keep them out of the end zone, got to keep them out of field goal range. But when you do see quarterbacks like a Pat Mahomes and you do know the fanfare that goes around a Chiefs Bills game, do you like that? I know that your preparation might stay the same, your focus might stay the same, but is there any part of you that is living in the moment saying like, these games have become marquee, and of 32 NFL franchises, when Kansas City plays Buffalo, that's a game that the entire, not country, in a lot of cases, the whole world is watching
Hmm.
these games that you're in.
Yeah. We embrace those big games. Love those big games. Just another chance to show more people what you can do. Uh, Begging for the opportunity to be out there. So it's same as everybody on that team. We don't take it for granted. We respect them, but surely don't fear them. But it's just another opportunity to show what we can do to get over that hump.
It's a oftentimes thankless job when it comes to special teams anything. And Tyler Bass the tying field goal goes wide right. How do you as a team move forward from that? Because it seems like when a kicker does their job and a punter does their job and a long snapper does their job, people block well on special teams, punt return, kick return. We don't talk about them. We don't say much of anything. A lot of people just kind of keep it to themselves, but when it doesn't go through, then there's death threats, there's this negativity, social media makes things so much more instantaneous now. In that game where Kansas City moves forward and eventually wins the Super Bowl and Buffalo doesn't move forward when the game doesn't tie there, how do you as a team assess that, and how do you get around your kicker, and in this case Tyler Bass, where again there's not a ton of love when they're 4 for 4, but there's a lot of hate when they miss a potential tying or winning field goal?
I'm sure I can speak for the whole team and say we would trust Tyler Bass in that situation any time of the day again. Um, he puts in a lot of work to be in that situation, and he has delivered for us on a lot of instances in that situation. So it's never on one person. That's the thing. We definitely don't blame Tyler Bass for not making the Super Bowl. It's never on one person. So we all could have played better, put ourselves in best positions to win. But we can't. We don't. We're a team. We win as a team, lose as a team, and we don't blame Tyler Bass at all. No, it is bigger than that, and we recognize it's not a tough job, as you mentioned. It's unspoken on praise position. Everybody's the head that wears the crown, but we understand how tough that situation is. And game on the line again. I'll trust Tyler Bass to make that kick. So, and that's how everybody in the organization feels. So moving forward, it's just understanding that we all got to be better, and we understand that fact. But yeah, we win as a team. It's not. We don't point fingers. We come in there, we all get better together, and look and learn from it. Every situation throughout the whole season that could have been better. Go in there the next day, watch it, learn from it. That's all you can do from it. And learn from it and get better. Don't make the same mistakes twice. Um, and just keep getting better. But yeah, it's far from being on Tyler Bass's laps, right?
Yeah, no, I mean I appreciate that, and I'm
Hmm.
sure he does. And hearing that, before I let you go, Kingsley, when we look at you being in the NFL 2 seasons, and you've already experienced what it's like to get very close to the Super Bowl. You know what it's like to be in the postseason and to have that extended play. What
Yeah,
has that done for you that, that kind of baptism by fire, right? You
yeah,
come in, you're a rookie, and here in your second season, you're seeing more and more success. The world is talking about Buffalo. They're talking about, what's Buffalo's window for this? Can they make it there? Do they have the pieces they need? Of the 32 NFL franchises, the Buffalo Bills are spoken about a lot. You've made it to the postseason. There's a lot of talking heads that discuss this franchise. What has it been like to be just 2 years into the NFL and experiencing not only experiencing the postseason, but experiencing constant constructive and destructive criticism about talking heads that are trying to say who Buffalo is?
for the most part, we only care about what's talked about in the building. We push out anything that's all the news, all the noise outside the building doesn't help us win games. So we listen to people talking in the building and then focus in like that. As you mentioned, and being able to experience that many playoff games this early in my career, it's just I want to win everything. I want to win. I want to keep winning. I want to keep going all the way to the Super Bowl. It just magnifies that need for being so close, but yet so far. You recognize um, the attention and detail that goes into it, and the little things that could make a big difference. So everything is magnified. It's always playoff is magnified. It's just we have that desire more and more. The more you get there, you get so close to it, and you got to start over. You get there, get so close to it, you got to start over. You want to punch it through. But and that's the feeling with everybody in the building, and just looking out that outside noise and listening to who's talking to us, not who's talking about us.
And like you said, I mean, it's like it's so close. What can you pinpoint? I know that certain games have certain moments, but can you pinpoint some things that are the difference? Have you been able to, with your teammates on the Buffalo Bills, put maybe some things down and say, if it's the difference of inches, if it's the difference of a centimeter, of a fraction of whatever, that these are some of the things. Have you been able to, as a team, from Sean McDermott or another coach, or speaking with your teammates, been able to say the difference between playing for a championship and not being in the championship is this? Have you been able to find what some of those things are?
Um, I can't speak for every position group in the entire team, but I can say just keep a make if you make less mistakes than other team, you have a better chance of winning. So we just keep playing as I mean everybody make mistakes and we're gonna make mistakes. It's just playing as mistake free, play make less mistakes than other teams, um, make more plays than other teams. Just it's still football. It's still whoever makes the most plays, whoever gets the quarterback the most, whoever throws the make the causes the most fumbles, whoever has the most picks. It correlates, and uh, it's not big revelation. It's just keep doing those little things that we do very well. And just keep doing it more and do it better in the preseason. It's not. I don't believe it's this one thing that's like, okay, if we do this, we're fixed. It's just, and it's not like we have anything to fix, but we can always get better, and that's the mentality. Just keep getting better, those, and just especially in the big games, just keep getting better and just play the best we can play.
Seeing a guy, I mean, being around the program last year and this year with the Buffalo Bills around this franchise, seeing a guy like Damar Hamlin not only be alive, but to fight to get back on the field, what does that do for you, for those around him to see? I mean, it would have been easy to say, okay, I'm alive. It's a
Hmm.
miracle. God gave me another day. I'm not going anywhere near football as much as I love it because I don't want to put myself in the situation. It seemed like all he wanted to do the next day was to get out of the hospital and be on the field again. What has his
Yeah,
story meant to you, and do you have any personal time that you've gotten to spend with him?
yeah, that's my guy. You that just shows how passionate he is about this, what we do, and there's just not enough things we can say about what he means to the team and the kind of person he is. Like this past year, you wouldn't even know anything happened the year before the way he was just running around, being cool, and everybody having that relationship with him. It's just we're blessed. He's blessed to just be around each other and play ball. He earned his spot on the team. He can show that he can still play. Uh, I mean, we have a close relationship. We play ping pong a lot. Stay play ping pong a long time after practices and play around. But it's just having him around. It's just special. You forget what happened. You tend to forget what happened because that's how the kind of person he is. You It's like nothing happened. So I can't say enough about him and what he means to the team. And been through a lot. And You wouldn't notice it by just talking to him. So yeah, but that's my guy though.
You said that's your guy. What have some of the moments been like with him? You mentioned ping pong. So if you're playing ping pong against Damar Hamlin, who should I be putting money on, number one? And number two, besides ping pong, how else, what are other ways that you guys spend time together?
Yeah, you can put your money on me though. You can put your money on me.
Fair
Um,
enough.
yeah, but we spend time outside. A lot of the guys we spend time outside of the facility. Uh, Probably go out together, catch a comedy show together. It's just he's there for us when we need him. So we can't say enough about that. Inside the building, outside the building. Yeah.
So in a couple pieces here in closing here, your quarterback is Josh Allen, one of the greatest in the NFL that is active here right now. What is it like to have him on the other side? You're a defensive end. Your job is to get to the quarterback, disrupt the backfield, get the running back down, get anybody down, and get them to lose yardage, tackle for a loss, get a sack. Your job is to harass the offense. On the other
Hmm.
side of it, we have Josh Allen on this team, and his job is to get the ball down the field and to be elusive to any type of harassing defense that you guys might face. What's it like to see him? What's it like to be in the building with him? What type of leader is he? Is he the leader of this team overall? Just what the Josh Allen factor is.
Oh yeah, Josh Allen factor is definitely real. We can sit down and watch the game anytime we're on the sideline, and we know he's gonna make some shape. But the way I can affect as much as I can affect is giving him the best look I can give him during the week. You know, getting prepared for the game. I'm coming like I'm coming with everything I got. You know, I'm giving them the best look that I could possibly give, giving the tackles, giving running backs, giving a quarterback, Josh Allen, the look that he's going to see in the game. So, but yeah, the Josh Allen effect is real. He's the best quarterback in the league, and just um, we trust him to take us over that hump as our leader. And he hasn't wavered from that responsibility. Takes it on the shoulder, carries the team ups and downs, and yeah, we still have all our trust in him. So
And
looking forward to this next season.
you said you give him the looks that he needs and whatnot. What's that experience like for you to try and create for him in practice the best that you can, what he can expect in the coming week?
Um, Watch film. I watch film on the other team's defense. Beginning of the week. Talk to the coaches what kind of looks they need, and anytime I'm out there, I'm going hard. You know, I'm trying to I'm giving them if it's a zone read look, what kind of look is the defense's guy gonna give him, or if it's the pass rush, how close is this like how does this guy rush? Like how close is he gonna get to the quarterback? How is it a level rusher? Or is he gonna try to power the tackle all the way to Josh? Or is he just gonna, you know, try to funnel him out and then, finish down on the play? But just understanding each defense is different, and adjusting week to week with that.
Bills Mafia. They're in the parking lot. They're jumping on tables. They're breaking stuff. They're wearing shorts when it's 12 degrees outside. They're wearing no clothes. They're wearing like no shirt when it's 20 in a game. They're shoveling snow in their own stadium so that they can sit in the stadium. What is it like to have Bills Mafia behind you guys?
Yeah, can't say enough about Bills Mafia, baby. Best fan base in the league, bar none. Nobody comes close to us in this whole league. That's the best fan base in the league. Second to none, man. Loud, supportive. It's just having that energy home and away time is just second to none. Some of our away games felt like home games. That's how Bills Mafia travel. You know,
And they
I know the
traveled to
Washington,
London too, right?
yeah, London game, Washington game, Miami game. What else? It's like I can. It felt like we were at home with how much Bills Mafia was there. So it was just having that fan base so invested in the team that we want nothing more than to win them a championship, and we just understand that's the goal, to bring a championship home to Bills Mafia. So can't say enough about that Mafia, baby. Best in the league.
And the last thing here, saving the best for last. You and I both have a strong faith in God. You started the conversation off by saying that. Just what you want to say to God about your life, your family, your opportunity, the family that you have with the Bills, just what this path with God has looked like for you and just what your faith means to you.
Um, as always with me and God is just being grateful. I can't say enough about how grateful I am to be in this position. Um, um, Being blessed like He has blessed me to be able to take care of the people around me, to be able to be a light and allow as many people's lives as I can. It's special to me, and I don't take it for granted. So I'm so grateful. I'm eternally grateful to Him, and everything that He has put me through and put behind me, and things that's put in front of me. It's just a journey, and I understand, and I'm just grateful to have uh, the people that I have in my life supporting me through that journey and guiding me through it. I'm being there for me. So
That coming from Kingsley Jonathan here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, Buffalo Bills defensive end, Syracuse Orange defensive end alum, and bringing us to so many different pieces of this team, from the coaching staff to his teammates, Damar Hamlin, Josh Allen, taking a look at this defensive line as a whole, the games that they've played in, Bills Mafia, and of course, above all, his faith in God. Kingsley, as always, it's my honor, it's my privilege to speak with you. Please give your family my best. And I'm saying, the mom that you have here in the States, I will never, ever forget when you were
mhm.
doing your pro day and I turned around and she had the camera out and I looked at her and she said, "What's up, Dan?" So I'm like, I will always,
Yeah.
those moments and the kindness and the goodness of those that you have in your corner as well as yourself. Like I said, it's easy to root for you. So now
hmm
people are on alert. I need my Kingsley Jonathan rookie card, and then I'm going to personally make sure that you sign that here for my studio.
Yep, we need that. Can't say enough about my family. How supportive they've been throughout this whole thing, and blessed to have them in my life. Can't say enough about them. But yeah, appreciate it, Dan. Thank you for having me on here.
Yeah, it's always an honor, man. I'll talk to you soon and take care. God bless.
All right, go Bills.
Avicoli's, located on the corner of Route 57 and Wetzel Road in Liverpool, New York, has been your trusted neighbor for decades. Located just steps from Liverpool High School, we're happy to have the Liverpool Warriors on-site, on-location broadcast at Avicoli's through Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora every single month, featuring student athletes, coaches, and administration throughout the year from Liverpool High School. Head out to Avicoli's today on the corner of Route 57 and Wetzel Road in Liverpool, New York, open Tuesday through Sunday for lunch, dinner, and drinks. We'd love to see you out there. And of course, you can call them at 315-622-5100 for takeout, delivery, and catering. That's 315-622-5100. And also find them on myavicolis.com. That's myavicollis.com. Having peace of mind when you're out of town that your furry-loving friend is safe and sound means taking them to Canine Campground, because we all know that when it comes to the love of our pets, it goes well beyond the call of duty to make sure they're safe and sound. Right, Lily? So take a ride to 242 Johnson Street in East Syracuse, New York, and see Canine Campground and where your dog will be staying in the classic cabin, the executive cabin, the grand cabin, or of course the luxury cabin, because if you know Lily, you know she loves luxury. Now you don't have to wait to the last minute to find a family member or a friend that'll take your dog for a few days. Call Canine Campground at 315-299-4013. That's 315-299-4013. Their drop-off and pickup times are Monday through Sunday. Check K9campground.com for more information. That's the letter K, the number 9, and campground spelled with a K.com. K9campground.com.
When you're going out of town, bring your dog to Canine Campground.
PB&J's Lunchbox, the food truck that you love finding all throughout Central and Upstate New York, now has a street-side cafe. So when you're craving their traditional favorites as well as their out-of-box amazing menu items, you can now head to 663 Old Liverpool Road in Liverpool, New York. Located just minutes from the highway, the Thruway, Destiny USA, and Onondaga Lake Parkway, PB&J's Lunchbox Street-Side Cafe is there for you Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m., serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner all throughout the day. Get breakfast for dinner, dinner for lunch, whatever you fancy, including their award-winning grilled peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Find them at 663 Old Liverpool Road in Liverpool, New York. PB&J's Lunchbox, where we love to know what's in your lunchbox. Welcome back here to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, where sports truly meets that thing called life. We appreciate you being here every Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Time. I want to thank you for being with us here on today's broadcast that we split into two pieces here with the trio of segments that you're typical to have here on a Friday. The Annoying Moment of the Week, proudly presented by Carvel DeWitt, as well as Lead, Learn, Evolve, Ad-Lib, and Deliver, proudly presented by Chick-fil-A Cicero and Chick-fil-A Clay. And then jumping into the Top Dog of the Week, proudly presented by Canine Camp Dog Daycare and Canine Campground Dog Boarding. In part two, offering you my conversation with Kingsley Jonathan this morning. You've been with us on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora on youtube.com/wakeupcalldt, facebook.com/wakeupcalldt, and on wakeupcalldt.podbean.com. And you have been able to also find us on Amazon Music, Audible, iHeartRadio, iTunes, and Apple Podcasts, Player FM, Podbean, Podchaser.com, Podvine, Spotify, TuneIn, and YouTube. All you have to do is search Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, or one word, Wake Up Call DT. And a big time thanks to our incredible partners here in Central and Upstate New York: Carvel DeWitt, the Wildcat Sports Pub, Ma and Pa's Kettle Corn and Popcorn Factory, GG Cards and Breaks, PB&J's Lunchbox, Avicoli's, Great Lakes Honda City, as well as Pizza Man, Mother's Cupboard, Chick-fil-A Cicero and Chick-fil-A Clay, Canine Camp Dog Daycare, and Canine Campground Dog Boarding. Of course, you can get my Sunday exclusively at Carvel DeWitt, and that is the DT Dolphin, which is for the Lemoyne Dolphins, which are right down the road, maybe a 5-minute drive, 5 to 7 minute drive from campus right over to Carvel DeWitt on Erie, right off of Erie Boulevard. You'll find them on 4322 East Genesee Street with the DT Dolphin, which is mint chocolate chip ice cream, green for the Dolphins, topped off with hot fudge, whipped cream, and a cherry, green and gold sprinkles, and a chocolate dolphin jumping out of your whipped cream. You can get it every single day of the week, and you can buy one, get one on Wednesdays, only at Carvel DeWitt. Mother's Cupboard, where you'll find my sandwich, the Cuse McMother. The Cuse McMother coming to you 7 days a week on 3709 James Street in Syracuse, New York. Bacon, egg, and cheese inside of 2 pieces of French toast. Pick it up and eat it like a sandwich. Cut it up and have it with some syrup. The sweet and savory breakfast that you're looking for every single day is exclusively at Mother's Cupboard, 3709 James Street in Syracuse, open 6 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. Just ask for the Cuse McMother. The Lemoyne College Dolphins are exclusive multimedia marketing partners with Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. You will find your Dolphins here on Wake Up Call all throughout the year, and on Wednesdays during Dolphin time at 9 a.m. Eastern Time, AD and DT, the first and third Wednesday of each month, featuring Athletics Director Bob Beretta and myself, Dan Tortora. The second and fourth Wednesday, you'll find the Dolphin Dive, diving into stories of student athletes, coaches, administration, future Dolphins, and alumni. And you could find all this content by subscribing to youtube.com/wakeupcalldt. Hit the notification bell and check out our Lemoyne Dolphins playlist on the YouTube channel. You can also find the Dolphins on wakeupcalldt.com's homepage and on the exclusive partners tab on wakeupcalldt.com. For more information, go to lemoynedolphins.com, and as always, fins up. The Bryan and Stratton College Bobcats of Syracuse are exclusive multimedia marketing partners with Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, bringing you the Bobcat Buzz every single month. The Bobcat Buzz coming to you right here where sports truly meets that thing called life. So you will find the Bobcat Buzz here with us on youtube.com/wakeupcalldt, and you can find out through our social media when it's airing every single month. Men's and women's soccer, men's and women's basketball, esports, which just aired yesterday in a Bobcat Buzz special, and of course you'll also find our baseball program at Bryan and Stratton College of Syracuse. Go to youtube.com/wakeupcalldt, hit subscribe and the notification bell. Check out the BSC Syracuse Bobcats playlist on our YouTube channel. You can also find them on the homepage of wakeupcalldt.com, and you can find them underneath the exclusive partners tab on wakeupcalldt.com. For more information, go to syracuse.bscbobcats.com, and as always, go Bobcats. With that being said, here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, I want to thank you for being a part of this show. I appreciate you so very much and cannot thank you enough for hanging out with us Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Time. We got a lot of great stuff coming up this coming week. I'm going to get back to DT and Murphy. We were off for President's Day, so Murph is going to join me on Monday to start off the week from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Time. And then we're obviously going to be talking about baseball with spring training going on. We're going to talk about the college football playoffs new format and break that down a little bit more. And then on Tuesday, I'm going to be joined by Cookie. Jeff Cook's going to be joining me from the Beeville Bills backers. We're going to be talking about college basketball and breaking down the quads. And I told you we were going to talk about this more, the NET rankings, what a quad 1, 2, 3, 4 win means, where Syracuse is at, where other teams are at, who's on the bubble, who should maybe be on the bubble, who shouldn't be on the bubble. We'll discuss that with Cookie, and we got some other great stuff coming up as we move forward next week. So a lot of fun, a lot of excitement. We have an awesome special with the keeper of the single game record for points scored in a game for 70 years, kept this record, that being Dick Kenyon. Dick Kenyon's going to be joining me next week. We're going to be airing our special. I cannot wait to share that with you. Absolutely wonderful time that I got to spend with Dick and his family, and there with Rick off camera as well, and a big thanks to Kathy. So that's going to be coming up next week, a very heartfelt special you don't want to miss. I'm going to be sharing these stack of cards and what I got at the most recent GG Cards and Breaks trade night. So we got a lot of great stuff to go through here, and I'm very, very excited. Did I get another Caitlin Clark? We'll have to find out. So a lot of good stuff coming up here where sports meets life. Thanks again to Carvel DeWitt for the annoying moment of the week. Chick-fil-A sister-owned Chick-fil-A Clay for Lead, Learn, Evolve, Ad-Lib, and Deliver. Canine Camp Dog Daycare and Canine Campground Dog Boarding for the top dog of the week, being LaToya Baker and the Bryan and Stratton women's basketball team here in Syracuse. Big time thanks to Kingsley Jonathan of the Buffalo Bills and Syracuse Orange history. And as he's young in his career, I am so excited to see that the Bills took an opportunity, that they gave him an opportunity. He took that, went to the Bears, came back to the Bills, and that the Bills kept him all throughout the offseason last season, training camp, and all throughout the season, preseason, into the season, into the playoffs. Says a lot about Kingsley Jonathan and his work ethic and the Bills' commitment to him and him to them. So I hope that breeds a long-standing, incredible, and very wonderful and successful history to come. God bless you all. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. And on Facebook, you'll find us 24/7. Don't miss it. A week from today, on March 1st at noon Eastern Time, Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora is expanding. And we're going to tell you exactly who we're expanding with. What are we bringing on? What cool thing do I have to share with you? And I have to be very careful. It's like Marvel. I feel like I'm like talking about a Marvel movie. I'm like, okay, I can say 4 words and I can move them in different ways, but I can't say any other word. So I'm very excited about next Friday. Huge, massive news. I've been putting it on my social media. So you've seen me in a Bitmoji form, and you've seen that I got something to share with you, so you can actually see it here. Let's see if I can get it on the screen. Let's see here. Oh, I got to put it right there. There you go. So you've been seeing things like that says Wake Up Call is expanding to include ... Find out Friday, March 1st at noon Eastern Time. So I put that up on our social media. It's on our Facebook story. It's on our Instagram story as well. So that's next Friday, March 1st at noon Eastern Time. Can't wait to share that with you. In the meantime, I want to send my love, my prayers, and my well wishes to all of my great Aunt Sue's loved ones. She passed this past week, and we have her services over the next couple days. And she was 98 years old. I'm happy that she's home with God. I pray and I hope that she's with my great uncle Pat, and that they're having a nice dinner, and that he is not critiquing her linguine and clams. And I pray for Patrick and Cindy and Suzanne and Dana and Brian and Anthony and so on and so forth. And just cherish your loved ones, folks. Spend quality time. Listen to Psalms 46:10. Be still and know that I am God. And just be still and trust in the power of God. Trust in God's timing. Trust in God's love. I hope you all have a great day. God bless. No stress. Do your best. Be well. Stay safe.